Shout out to the family, man. What's going on? Top Flight Films, Mr. Top Flight Films, Top Flight TV. You did? We here, baby. Listen, really, family. I gotta disagree with my FBA family. I love y'all. And I'm not, I'm pretty much talking to the FBA family that I was in the chat with over on Tariq channel. I gotta disagree with the family. I hope that's okay. Um, I understand. I understand that everybody commits crime. And I hate the way that our crime or the crime that's done in the black community is promoted and it's intensified and it's everywhere. I hate the fact that I know that that's a reality. I know that black destruction is a $1 billion industry. I also know the underlying causes of why our cities are the way they are. With that being said, are we going to act like all these black cities aren't dangerous? If this is what we saying, I can't agree with that. Niggas is saying DC is not dangerous. Come on, man. Look. I don't know if people don't know. I don't know if people are in denial. I don't know what it is. Okay, but maybe it's the definition of dangerous that maybe we got different definitions of dangerous. Maybe we got one different definitions of dangerous. Are we gonna act like Philadelphia, Baltimore, DC, Memphis, Atlanta, LA, uh, and I'm gonna say parts of these cities. I'm gonna say parts of these cities. Are we gonna act like part of Chicago, part of St. Louis aren't dangerous? Are we gonna really act like that? If so, I cannot co-sign that. I cannot go along with that. At some point, we gotta really be honest. I wanna ask you, I wanna ask y'all a question because yeah, I agree. Every culture has crime. White people have crime. Asian people have crime. Mexicans have crime in their culture. When a Mexican commits a crime, it does not reflect on all Mexicans. I get that. The problem is we're not Mexicans. The problem is we're not white. The problem is we're not Asian. And it is reflecting on us. It's reflect it's reflecting on us. The crime that is going on in the culture, in the community, is reflecting on us all. As much as we don't condone criminality, as much as we would not like for it to reflect on us, it is reflecting on us. So when people in the chat over there asking me, hey, why are they running down on innocent people because of a couple people? Motherfucker, that's the point. That's the point. The point is, if we are not addressing the issues within our own community, then guess what? Everybody's going to suffer. What don't niggas don't understand about that? I don't understand what niggas don't understand about that. Nisha Field says, I don't like going to DC or Baltimore. I lock my car doors if I have to sit in and wait for someone. It's sad you don't have to do that. It's sad when you have to do that. I agree. I agree. Now, let me say, I work in DC and Baltimore often. And absolutely, am I in danger when I go out there? No. If I go to the wrong part at the wrong time of the night, am I in danger? Yes. As a black man, Will my life be taken quicker than a white person in these cities? Absolutely. Absolutely. A white jogger can run through the projects. Me, if I walk through the certain projects, it's gonna be up. It's gonna be an issue. Somebody's gonna ask me where I'm from, who am I, and it might escalate. The point is, man, listen, I get it. It is a repercussion of the conditions that were bestowed upon us. I totally understand. My point is, we are not going to act like these cities aren't dangerous. We are not going to act like there's an epidemic amongst young black youth that are taking each other out in a high rate. We're not going to act like that. We can't do that. We're not going to do that. So DC, they saying DC's not dangerous. So when they go to Memphis, they gonna say Memphis not dangerous. They gonna say Trump is just being a racist. No, man, I don't buy it. I believe there's a hint of racism in this, a very small hint, but I believe, and I'm entitled. I'm allowed to have my opinion. I believe Donald Trump is cracking down on crime. I believe he wants to go down in history as somebody who was hard and tough on crime. This is what I believe, and I could be 100% wrong. Let's get to these comments real quick. Cardi CR said, and that's the problem. Not gonna lie, we shouldn't have that in our culture. Let me say this: it's always going. Let me tell you something, man. It's always going to be here. Killing, drugs, degeneracy is going to always be around. There's nothing we can do about that. My thing is, at such a high rate, why it is such a high rate in our community. A black, a young black, especially these kids, man. These young black kids will take your life with no problem, quick, fast, in a hurry. If anybody doesn't see that, then they not tapped in. They don't really know what's going on out here. But I'm not trying to sit here and say we need to eliminate crime because no race will ever be perfect. No group of people will ever be perfect. I get that. But all I'm saying is if these niggas, my father used to call them tackheads, if these niggas don't get their mind right in these cities, it's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect us all. You dig? And we can justify it all we want. We can sit around and say, we can say, oh, well, shit, it's not all of us. Motherfucker, it's our job. In D.C. right now, they got the feds out there. It is the OG's jobs. It is the violence interrupters' jobs. It is the mayor's job. It is the police's job to clean that shit up, to restore some order, so the feds don't have to come in there. If that can't be done like it has not been done, guess what? It's gonna be feds, it's gonna be ATF all up in the place. And niggas is acting like, oh, well, what are they here for? What are they here for? DC stands for don't come. Dodge City. What do you mean? Oh, it's not dangerous now? Oh, all right, my fault. So when they go to Chicago, when they go to Chirac, self-named by the people that live there. When they go to Chirac, you mean, that's just a cute nickname. They got these nicknames for a reason. We can't be in denial, man. That's my point. That's what I'm here to say. You dig? Stefan K, what it do? We got the trolls in the building. Y'all hit the like button for me. You can come in here and troll, just hit the like button for me. Somebody said Trump MAGA. Ohio's in the building. What it do, Rebecca? Yeah. Nah, we just gonna speak some truth today, man. I was in a chat earlier, and somebody I really respect. I think he's uninformed, and I'm willing to hear him out, and I'm willing to try to get more of his perspective. But at the end of the day, I'm very familiar with the DC area. I'm very familiar with DC. I work with a lot of them DC artists. I've been in a lot of them DC neighborhoods. I spent a lot of time in DC as a youngin. Um, I know better. I know better. It's not just about DC. This is about every major city that is going through this genocide. Anthony Paz says you can't come to Jacksonville on that crazy timing. I've been to Jacksonville. I've been to Jacksonville. I work with Fulio. We shot on that bridge. You know that bridge? We shot a video on that bridge. The big purple bridge, I think it is. Well, it was purple at night. Shout out to Jacksonville. Hayden Olson said, "Do you like Trump?" I don't have a problem with Trump. I don't trust Trump. I don't co-sign Trump, but I don't have a problem with what he's done thus far. It's some things that I don't like that Trump has done, but I'm not emotionally tied to Trump. You dig? PRBBE says DC 4 blocks from the White House is insane. Yeah, look, I'm hearing people say, well, there's no crime on Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm hearing people say, oh well, they not doing no crime around the White House. Do y'all know Southwest Washington is 2 blocks from the White House? Do y'all know that? I'm baffled. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand what people talking about. You dig? Come on, man. And I'm not saying, look. Again, everybody has crime. Every culture has crime. You dig? I hate. Look. Every culture has crime, but it's our job to not ignore the crime in our culture, not ignore the degeneracy in our culture. We should be speaking up about it. You dig? We should be speaking on it. You dig? How you doing? So yeah, man. I just had to pop on here and kick that real quick. It's a couple other things I wanted to touch on, but I'm gonna sign out, man. I'm gonna probably come back on like an hour. I got some work to do, so I'm gonna probably come back on like an hour. You dig? International Brown said, "So you saying we should snitch?" No, I'm not saying snitch. What do you mean snitch? I don't understand what that means. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying to y'all is, what we should do is not stand on the corner, wait for the feds to pull up and wave our cell phones in their face. Y'all don't own that shit. Y'all don't own that's public housing. I'm tripping on the fact that people are being protective over public housing. Y'all live in the projects. They going through the projects and y'all act like that's y'all own property or something. Like, come on, cuz. Like, that's no. I want better for you. I want better for my people. Instead of sitting out there trying to protect your right to sit in front of the projects, it's time to reroute. Get up out that city. Get some land. Get some property. You feel me? Now the grandparents. That I'll answer that question. Should you snitch? Listen, it's a lot of grandmothers and grandfathers out there that would love to snitch. That probably will snitch. That good for them. If their neighborhood is a war zone, they should absolutely snitch. It's kids out there. It's kids that want to have a future out there. You dig? And if somebody's terrorizing the neighborhood, they should absolutely be locked the fuck up. Get Right said, give them money to get out there. I don't have, look, nobody gave me money. What do you mean give them money? Nobody gave me money. Who gave me money? I never lived in a ghetto. I'm from a hood. I never lived in a ghetto. You understand? I'm from a neighborhood. But yet, even still, who gave me money to get my life together? Who gave me the money to buy a house, to buy cars? Who gave me money? No. It's called do what the fuck you gotta do to get up out of there. It starts in the mind. It starts in the mind. If everybody's comfortable sitting on the corner in a lawn chair at 40 years old, smoking and drinking Hennessy, if everybody's comfortable with that, nobody's gonna want to go nowhere. You understand? Modern Mind says, how do you think things got like this in the first place? What do you think needs to change? In Modern Minds, I addressed that. The first couple words that I said was, I understand how we got to this place. I understand why the cities are the way they are. I understand why the bullets fly the way they do. I understand why the YN, the quote unquote YN, I understand why he moves the way he moves. I get it. I totally get it. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. All I'm saying is, cool, we know what time it is, right? We know how we got here. Now what are we going to do? Are we going to stay stuck here? Like your gang, what it do, homie? Yeah, look, that weed and that liquor keep your ass stuck in the neighborhood. That weed and that liquor will keep your ass stuck in that neighborhood. I used to love being in the neighborhood. I used to love going to the park, firing up my weed, drinking my drink with my homies, seeing who comes through. I used to love that shit. I used to live for that shit. I was there all hours of the night when everybody went home. Nobody. I was mad when people went home. Okay, I was that guy. But at some point, I had to grow up. Some point I had to grow up. Brandon Jones said, my city of Philly is wild right now. Yeah, so when they go to Philly, is everybody gonna like, no, well, Philly's not dangerous. Why is the National Guard there? Which we can't have it both ways. Sonic Boom TV, J Mob all day, baby. Still represent the mob, man. I just don't sit around. I don't sit around there no more. You dig? It took me a pain and suffering to learn that I had to go. You dig? Like it took me a lot. I lost a lot. I had to go. Like I had to want better. I wanted better for myself. I can go to the park right now. Somebody's probably still down there on the same shit. On the same shit. So it starts in the mind, man. We gotta want better. Ram 5280 says Kensington is on a whole new level. Gamut says, bro, Ohio had some insane type of shit. Yeah, I've been to Ohio. I shot a video out Ohio, man. Y'all know Yellow Pain? Where was I? I was out Dayton, man. Yeah. So yeah, man. Look, I get it. I understand the underlying conditions and causes. All I'm saying is, when them soldiers go through there, when them soldiers go through there, yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, you can't grow in your comfort. And I hope that the youngins out there and the old heads out there use this shit as a lesson. Like, shit, I don't own this shit. Like, bro, like, I'm tired of this. Like, let me give y'all a quick story, man. I lied. I asked who gave me money. And the reality is, I had assistance. I had to take the initiative to go get on assistance. When I moved to a new town, I went and got on assistance, right? And I took that assistance and I used it to my benefit. And then while I'm on assistance, they had to do an inspection every year. So it was a dude that come in my house once a year, look around my shit. It wasn't my shit. And I got tired of that shit. And I worked and I worked and I saved money. So I could say, man, I'm about to I want my own shit. I want to get off of this shit. This is not mine. Somebody can kick me out at any time. They can come here anytime they want to. Even if you got an apartment, the landlord can come in over there at any time he wants to. And I said, you know what? I want better. And I saved my money. I saved a lot of cash. And I said, I called Section 8. I said, thank y'all for all your help. I said, thank y'all for all your help. But I don't need your services anymore. See you. And I went and put money on a home and moved my kids into a home. This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm hoping this makes the kids want better. This makes the adults want better. Why do you want to stay? Why do you want to stay in that public housing where the feds can come up on your porch and ask you, "Are you smoking weed?" I'm hoping this can light a fire up under the people's ass and say, you know what? This is not living, man. Everybody can do it. Everybody can get out. I understand everybody doesn't have the tools and the knowledge and the resources. But if you want something bad enough, you can get your ass out that city. You can go get better. There's another life for you. It all starts in the mind. Ian, shout out to you, man. Ram said Jay-Z tried to tell us on 444. He tried to tell us, bro. And a little piece of that album sticks with me. You dig? Like these are words to live by. We've been taught so for so long. It's okay to stay stagnant. It's okay to stay in the hood. Don't leave the hood. Come back to the hood. Do this, that, and the third. Like, come on, cuz. Like, no, 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 no. Elevate, man. Mr. 420, you said get out and move to a white neighborhood. Well, you move to a neighborhood that can accommodate what you want. My mother lives in a $250,000 home, more than that, and all her neighbors are most of her neighbors are black. What are you talking about, Mr. 420? I live in Mountain, Maryland. It's the white ghetto. My neighborhood isn't the ghetto, but I live in Mountain, Maryland. It's the white ghetto. The most it's so much it's so much poverty in this white town. Don't act like white people have a monopoly on a good life. You dig? You daddy's head said fix the hood for hoods don't exist, peoples. Yeah, shit. Well, fix the hood then. But at least go find your own. Look, you can't fix public housing. They not gonna let you. They not gonna let you fix public housing. In the loop. Shout out to you, man. Big shout out to In the Loop. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to In the Loop, man. Real serious podcast, man. They got amazing guests. You dig? Mr. 420 said, ain't no white ghettos. Yeah, okay. Listen, you come to where I'm at, all around the Appalachia, West Virginia, Bluefield, Wheeling, what's it called? Fairmont, Martinsburg. You'll see white slums. Okay. You'll see real white slums. I'm gonna have to take y'all downtown Cumberland one time. I'm gonna have to go downtown Cumberland on live and show you what the white ghetto look like. You dig? Mr. 420 said they call trailer parks. Oh, we can talk about the trailer parks. I'm not even talking about the trailer parks because that is extremely stereotypical and it's easy to pawn off the trailer parks. No, I'm talking about whole towns. I'm talking about whole towns. You dig? Where you go downtown and there's white drug addicts, there's white drug dealers, there's white homeless people. You dig? South Baltimore. You can go to South Baltimore and see a white ghetto. Look. I said it in the beginning of the stream. I understand that our degeneracy or our less fortunate or our the things that we might not be so proud of. Our shit is put on Front Street. You dig? It's all put on Front Street. Black destruction is $1 billion industry. I get that. Cyrus Stark says, yeah, but Trump isn't sending the military to those places. Of course he's not. Let me tell you why. 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 If we're gonna be honest, bro, look, all summer, them youngins been at the Navy Yard taking over. I've been very observant. All summer, down the Navy Yard, right when school let out, all them youngins went down to the harbor and they went down to the Navy Yard and they was taking over. U Street. Go down U Street on the weekend. It's a Royal Rumble. Let's not talk about the unalivings. In the Loop says because they not murdering each other. They are murdering each other, but just not at the rate that we are. You don't see these towns with with white gangs running around spraying switches at each other. You don't see little white babies getting hit by stray bullets. You don't see that. Now, another conversation is you do see the school shooter. The school shooter, their violence is different than our violence. Our shit is super duper senseless. Ram said Miss Patterson is right. Ask the Irish and the Italians in the South Bronx. Miss Patterson said ghetto started off white. Hey, yeah, ghetto started off white. Yes, they did. Absolutely. MM said schools and serial killers. Rich Stick says I'm white and poor. Cyrus Stark says this dude wants me to believe the violence is completely different. It's not. Yeah, you don't see, you rarely see a young black teen walk into a school and start sniping people because they made fun of his boots. Okay, you don't see that shit. We joan on each other. That's what we do. Andy S says Trump is not hard on crime. He's hard on his enemies. Good point. I won't dispute that. I won't dispute that. He's hard on his enemies. Hey, listen. I can see if he started off in these cities. He started off with the immigrants. That's who he started off with. He's talking about going after the cartel. You dig? Jill said, y'all need to stop. All cities are American cities. If you don't stand up for your neighbor, regardless of color, sexual preference, or religion, when we all do better, we all do better. I agree with that. I agree with that. And the loop said, they do it on the block, not the school. Yeah, yeah, indeed. Look here, man. Look here. Being in denial is not going to help the issue. You know what I'm saying? Being in denial is not going to help the issue. At some point, people had to be honest. I personally, it was a point in time I was going to quit my profession because a lot of the artists that I was shooting with, either they passed away or they got life in jail or they was just throwing their life away. You dig? It got a little better. It got a little better. I think the Young Thug Rico case kind of woke niggas up. I think that Young Thug case kind of, put a bug in niggas' ears. But we not gonna act like these cities aren't dangerous. What happened to PNB Rock? We not gonna act like it's not a problem in the community. What happened to PNB Rock? PNB Rock was not doing crime. He walked into Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles for a nice meal with his girlfriend. What happened to Pop Smoke? Pop Smoke wasn't doing crime. Pop Smoke was at the Airbnb, being a rapper, living a rapper lifestyle. He was in a goddamn shower. We not gonna act like this shit ain't. It's not a certain part of the culture that's super duper degenerate that needs to be addressed. Cyrus Stark says, "Bro, who owns the industry? What industry?" In the loop said, "How many guns you think you've had pointed at you shooting videos? If you had to guess, man, shit. I just had one last week. I had to tell the youngin, bruh, don't point that at me, please, respectfully. It's not okay. It's just not okay. You dig? That hasn't happened in a while. But last week I pulled up. Youngin had a pistol and he wanted to wave it all in the camera, and I had to tell him, like, look here, bruh, no thank you, no thank you. I'm cool. You dig? It's not necessary." Mr. 420, you said Black Role Model is a rapper. What the F? No. Black Role, the rapper. Uh, uh, who goes to the concerts the most? Who? Who buys these rap albums the most? Mr. 420. Who goes to these? Who's the concert? Chief Keef. Who? Majority of that concert is white folks. Majority of the people who buy those records, those degenerate records, are young white kids. Did you know that, Mr. 420? Who's the biggest consumer of gangster music? Don't run, Mr. 420. Don't hide. Mr. 420 said, bro, blacks have no role models. Sir, we have the best role models in the world. Who We have the best role models in the world. Let me tell you something. Our icons are respected all over the universe. You name one of your forefathers who was a hero, who wasn't a degenerate. Name one. Name one of your heroes that wasn't a degenerate. I'll wait. Mr. 420, answer the question. I asked you, I'm gonna ask you one more time and we'll move on. Name one of your heroes in the white community that wasn't a degenerate. Abraham Lincoln was a goddamn degenerate. He was a goddamn degenerate. Okay? Knock it off, man. Knock it off. Tony O said, thank you, President Trump, for helping DC. Somebody said Spider-Man. Shy Creation said, you name one. There's a reason black fatigue is a thing. Y'all act like animals. Listen, listen, you can't come over here with that weak ass black fatigue shit. Okay, take your sissy ass on. I have black fatigue. Take your sleepy ass somewhere else, man. Deborah, I say what I want on this channel, okay? But shout out to you. But don't tell me how to talk over here, sweetheart. Shy Creation said weak is real. You guys need to learn how to act. Listen, let me tell you something. We learn from the best. All right? We learn from the best, man. That's the reality of the situation. You dig? Clifton Goodwin. You said you need to grow up, Clifton? Sonic Boom said go take a nap. Yeah, they got black fatigue. No, they need to go take a nap. Yeah, you see, you know damn well majority of your role models are degenerates. They dropped bombs on kids. They hung people from trees. They had slaves. They had slaves' teeth in their mouth. You dig? Come on, man. Human trafficking. We never did that. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. Nathaniel Miller said, you don't learn from the best unless you learn from Christ and his disciples. Uh, 420 to you said, the black mentality is broken. Well, you love it over here, bro. You always in my chat. I'm glad you here. You get to get some of this education. You dig? You get that intellectual spanking. Oh, somebody said the Rosa Parks story never happened. See, that's that conspiracy theory type of situation where people it's a new thing where people are saying Rosa Parks worked for the small hats. Dr. King worked for the man. They were CIA operatives. Have y'all heard the new white supremacist talking point that Rosa Parks was a CIA agent? Like people will say anything to try to erase history. 420, you haven't said anything educational. Bach son says she was though. If you believe that, then you just an idiot, man. I hate to tell you. If you honestly believe that, they saying Rosa Parks staged that bus situation. Anything to y'all will come up with anything to cope. He said it's a fairy tale. Yeah, all right. You guys come up with the fairy tale. Rick Stick says, "Are you broadcasting in your backyard?" Yeah, I'm in my backyard, brother. I'm on my deck, broadcasting. I need to cut my grass back there. L said, shout out to L. L said, "That's wild. They want to discredit any ways they can." Yeah, they come up with the most foolish stuff, dog. They trying to really bury and rewrite history. Even Donald Trump, man, he's trying to uh, revise history. They're so ashamed of their history, of their degenerate history, that they're trying to rewrite it and act like it didn't happen. Shit. Evelyn Ross says that was the first because she was a 15-year-old pregnant girl that wouldn't give up a seat. Tanya Hare says fatigue. I had black fatigue. Shit. 23 said, why are the ghettos so filthy? Well, ask your forefathers. Why are the ghettos so filthy? They made the motherfuckers. They made the ghettos. Black people didn't make ghettos, bro. Your forefathers did. 16-bit word said everywhere. Okay, yeah, cool. Joseph Lil said, stop blaming people, bro. No, we hold everybody accountable over here at Top Flight TV, man. We gonna give it to you honest. You dig? You heard me. The beginning of this video, I was holding my people accountable. Now I'm holding your people accountable. Don't get mad, all right? So you can't say I'm blaming somebody. No, we just telling the cold hard facts. You dig? Nathaniel Miller said that's like Skid Row in LA. That place was absolutely manufactured by the government and they won't let it disappear. Lisa Govan says, why did they flood great black communities? Yeah, they flooded great black communities. They dropped real bombs on black communities, but you can't tell these people that. They'll say that's a conspiracy. They'll say that was the Jews. They always want to toss it over to the small hats. They want to blame everything on the small hats. They didn't do nothing. Let them tell it, man. All they did was try to help. All they did was try to help, man. Man, Jay, what it do, homie? Redneck Strong Gameplay says everyone is to blame. Sonic Boom TV says, why do white people who don't like black people spend so much time engaged in black? Because they love us, bro. Sonic Boom, they love being over here. They love being over here. That's just what it is. Nene said, can I get a shout out for my sister? It's her birthday. Yeah, shout out to Ayla Vinel. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Clifton Goodwin said, look, y'all won't come this face to face instead of trying to wipe us out, which all little bitty bullshit that y'all can ever do. Y'all have been trying and trying and trying. We still here. Yeah, we not going nowhere, bro. We not going nowhere. Evelyn Roasting says, always blaming the wrong people. Uh, Mr. 420 you says, I love being away from you, Holmes. Believe me. Mr. 420, where you live? Do you live in that new white, all white enclave? Aren't, it's a new, did y'all hear about the all white town that they building? It's a new enclave. They bought like 160 acres and they building a exclusively all white town. Nobody else can come through. No blacks, no Jews can come there. And they acting like we supposed to be upset or something. The weirdest shit ever. The white supremacy is weird. It's just a lot of weirdness that goes on. In the loop said, don't shout nobody else out, bro. Hey man. uh, Man Jay said, yo, King, you hear about that white man who shot a disabled black veteran? You gotta watch. I gotta check it out. Hey man, to be honest with you, bro, I try not to even watch none of that shit no more. Cause all I do is get angry and I get more gray hair and I get older. You dig? I don't even be trying to see that shit no more, dog. Sonic Boom TV said, giving accurate depictions of history equals blame. The- You hit the nail on the head with that one. You hit the nail on the head with that one. Through Yao Ang said, do you want to join the triad? Nah, hey, tell us about the triad though. Because at some point we're gonna have to get into this Asian crime. We're gonna have to get into them Asian syndicates that's bringing all that fentanyl over here. We're gonna have to start talking about them some more because they going under the radar. These Armenian gangs and all these other gangs of different cultures, they get to fly under the radar. The only crime you hear about is black crime. That's it. At some point, we got to bring everybody else to the forefront. Even a cartel gets a pass. You don't really hear about their crime like that. And when you hear about the cartel, it's normally glorified. Clifton Goodwin said, oh, trust me, we know where they had to. Timu Cipolla said, Africans should thank Europeans. Europeans built schools, hospitals, and infrastructures in Africa, and we brought modern healthcare and technical technology to those primitives. Well, maybe the Africans should be thankful, but I'm not African, so you on the wrong channel, homie. Joseph Lill said, Asians do it silently. Blacks do it out in the open without any organization. No, that's a fact. And the thing is, that's why you know black people as a whole do not condone crime. They try to make it seem like we all uh, are degenerate and we all condone crime, but there is no black organizations. You understand? It just isn't. Now you got white organizations. You got Hell's Angels. You got all the biker gangs. You got the white supremacist gangs, and they actively committing crimes. They blowing shit up. They are committing murders. They do the wildest shit. Their stuff goes under the radar as well. They don't talk. I've been studying this shit, dog. I've been studying the white supremacist gangs, the militias. You dig? They are a real threat to the American safety. Joseph Lill said, bro, I grew up in Hawthorne. I seen it all. What, Hawthorne, what, in California? Because they heavy out there. Those, especially in the Midwest, too. The Midwest, man, y'all would be surprised some of the things that those white supremacist gangs and militias are doing. Yeah. They having rituals, drinking goat's blood, and they got the nerve to say that we're violent and we're crazy. And Mr. Moneybag says, I'm an ex-felon. I make 200K a year. Started my own private security company. My foundation. I own a semi-pro basketball and football team on a 25-acre ranch on the coastline of Oregon and California. Salute to you, Mr. Moneybags. That's the shit I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. That's what we going here talking about. We talking about elevation. Adela Verto says, you right, black people don't condone crime. Living in the hood make all difference. I don't know what, you gotta get that together. Mr. Moneybag says, people are getting tired of this black fatigue. Yeah, they need to go somewhere with the black fatigue. That's the weakest shit ever. Lisa Govan says, you can't colonize a country and tell them to be happy because you put their artifacts in a colonizer's museum. Yeah. J-Mo said, every time I visit the city, it's always those dang white supremacists on the corner. That was a good one. That was a good one. The thing is, the white supremacists are way more dangerous because we're talking about real professionals. that are going under the radar, that are a part of these white supremacist gangs. Do y'all know they had a whole gang in California, Mexican white supremacist gang? The Executioners, I think it was. Was it the Executioners? This is a fact. Go look it up, man. They all had tattoos on their arm, and it was a police gang. Levon Ward said, "What's your take on our contribution to the nonsense going on?" What you mean, bro? Like you gotta be more specific. Mr. Moneybag says, "Yes, sir. We need to motivate our people and educate daily. I'm a new subscriber to Top Flight TV. Shout out to you, homeboy. I appreciate you. I appreciate that, M. Big shout out to y'all, man. Look, I gotta cut it short today. I appreciate y'all stopping through in the loop, Sonic Boom TV. Uh, Everybody, man, y'all hit the like button for me on the way out. I will be back. I might come back later on the day. I just gotta get some shit done. Be easy. Peace.